Right? Guess how many views I got on Instagram with that?
12.
300.
And you know what? It's funny because it depends on where I post my stuff. That like TikTok will catch and blow up.
Yeah.
Facebook. Here's the thing. I think the reason that we watch the Facebook ones is because we know the person.
Yes.
Like,
or it also just pops up in the default, and Facebook is the default.
Right. But I mean, if I post something, here's the problem. I post stuff that I hope that if I put it on TikTok and I don't share it on everything else, it's because I'd rather not everybody see it.
Yeah, exactly.
However, I also don't care. I'm like, you know what? It's funny. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm not being a dick.
Yeah.
Short.
I don't know, man. I'm just trying to grow a beard. As you can see, it's really splotchy and pathetic.
No, it's great.
It's
That's
kind of awful. So what kind of haircut should I get with a beard? Do you want to like Viking it up or something? I don't know.
Well, I'll fade it into this tremendously thick coif and facial hair.
I got it. It's almost pathetic, really.
It's not. You know what? You're doing your best. You just keep it up.
Well, you know, like people tell me I'm special. So
just try harder.
Important. Yeah, try harder. Yeah.
Jesus.
Don't quit. So, but when like I said, with your website, you should register. If they .com is taking, you should take the .ca, or you could take whatever else. You should have that.
You know what's funny? We were at work and they're talking about Google business sites and like I really don't want one.
Why would you want one?
Well, right. She goes, well, it's so people can find you. I'm like,
God.
type my name in.
Yeah.
She's like, holy shit. She goes, okay, you're easy to find. I go, yeah, it's not like my name's John Smith. I go, it's.
Can we get into something a little bit more other than like the 20th century marketing tips that people provide?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that you need to. Here's the thing: you can market yourself as what you do, or market yourself as who you are.
Yeah.
And I think more people are interested in who you are than what you do.
Absolutely.
No one gives. Like I'll tell you what, barbering isn't exciting. Neither is real estate. It's a great career, and you help people out. That's not exciting.
No.
But I mean, if you're going to deal with someone, wouldn't you rather deal with someone that you know that you can relate to?
Yeah, absolutely. It is exciting. Come on now. Look at some of the people there who are making donuts. I mean, no offense to donuts. I mean, that's pretty nice too. But I mean, they are going to say it's not exciting. Or people who are doing, people. I get people all the time who are like, oh, I wish I could do a massage or something, but I just don't find it really exciting. I think it's boring.
No, not exciting. That's wrong use of words.
Interesting?
I'm not saying that it's not interesting, but I don't want to. If you sold cars, I don't want to see
a little bit of whiskey.
Right?
It's not bad. Which one is this?
This is 1792.
17. That's old.
Mm-hmm.
That's old.
That's right. I made it last week.
I made it last week, freshly brewed.
Right. No. But let's just say you sold cars for a living, and you're my friend on Facebook. I don't want to see every car you've got for sale. I'd like to see you and like, dude, he's hilarious. I'm gonna go buy a car from him.
Yeah. It comes down to value marketing more than anything, as opposed to like, hey, come buy my shit.
I think it's more.
Hey, look at this. I'm cool. I'm relatable. I'm a friend. I'm interesting.
Right. You're not one dimensional. Lots of people are.
Yeah.
Like all you see is work. You know what? I get it. You have a job. You have a career. I love it. Great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to you other than that?
Yeah. Tell me something. Tell me you have some depth.
Show me something that I can enjoy or relate to, or something that's going to get me to watch it instead of skim over it.
Well, I did a post yesterday. I said basically we got to start normalizing that our identities are not our careers, and it's very true, because otherwise you get to the end of the day when you retire and you're done your career, what have you got left?
You know what? If I'm that guy that... It's different though. This is a relationship kind of job, and so is yours. But I mean, I talk to people all day long, and I talk to them for years, right?
Yeah.
So there's a relationship.
Yes.
Even when you're dealing with, like, the people that I've dealt with as far as real estate goes, it's people that have been in this chair or people that know me from social media or whatever it is. And it's like we know each other already. I have an idea as to what they're looking for. They know what I'm like. And it starts the whole relationship off a lot easier. It's really organic, right?
Yeah.
You're not, well, hi, I'm going to blah, 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 blah. No.
That's all your home right now. But you know what? I can guarantee there are people right now in your industry who see you doing the barbering and been doing it for years, who are going to say things like, well, it's not fair. He's doing this, he does that. It's like, let's call it an unfair advantage here, guys. Yeah, he's doing something that you're not thinking about to create relatability and passionate relationships with people. Like, they people want to come see you because
here's the thing.
They like it.
I could be the guy that shows up at golf tournaments that I couldn't give two shits about.
Yeah.
And act like I care. I'm not a golfer. Have you seen me golf?
No. Nobody needs to see you golf.
Right. I'm not good. I suck. Or I could be a guy that's hanging out in a different coffee shop every day with the hope that someone's going to see me there.
Yeah.
You know what? How about you're going to see me at the gym, you're going to see me here, you're going to see me there.
Yeah.
And you know that I'm not just there to market myself. I'm there because we're in the same club, guys.
Yeah.
Right? As soon as you start faking it,
Yeah.
people see through that shit real fast.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's really refreshing to see people suck at things, as opposed to just having that perfect scripted life.
I suck at a lot of things. Have you talked to my wife?
Yeah. She's watching, I think.
No, she's working.
Yeah. Excellent.
Right?
Excellent.
But no, I mean, I can fall on my face all day long, but I'll get back up.
Yep.
Which is fair. Some people will always, there you go, yeah, it's that always perfect, pristine,
Yep.
shined up.
Yep.
This is the only photo you've got on your Facebook account, Instagram. It's always the perfect family, the perfect, our kid just scored 87 goals in hockey. I don't know how many goals you can score in hockey. I've never played the game.
Yeah.
But
is it goals in hockey, or is it?
I don't know.
Is it touchdowns in hockey?
No. You're thinking NASCAR.
You sure about that?
I think so. I don't watch a lot of
The
sports.
sporting stuff. So the sports.
I wish I had time to watch sports, but I don't wish I had time to watch sports. Like, I enjoy being entertained. I'm a movie hound. I love film.
Yeah.
Love it. And I wish I had more time to watch movies. But I don't. Like, if
That's why TikTok's great. You can just watch the highlights.
I watch the highlights. Here's the thing. I've never understood, and I get it, people are sports fans.
Yeah.
But if your day is ruined because your team lost,
Yeah.
how are you having a bad day?
Yeah, I'm sorry, unless you had a big wad of cash riding on that, have a nice day.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they bet so much money on it that. But no, it's not even that. It's like if you're a Jets fan or an Oilers fan or a Habs, whatever.
Yeah.
And they lose. Like, some people are just in a schmood for the rest of the day. It's how,
especially if they have a virtual sports league or something, right?
right?
Where they have, or the fantasy sports league. That's what it is. Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's a game that you didn't pay to watch.
Yeah.
Because you're watching it on TV.
You're watching it on
okay?
TV. Yeah.
You know what pisses me off? Paying to go to the movie
Yeah.
and watching a shit movie.
Ugh.
Wakanda Forever. Did you watch that?
I didn't.
Not great.
No, we had the option between Wakanda and Avatar.
And how was Avatar?
Avatar is kind of like Avatar. I would not go see it again in movie theaters, okay? Because it was 3.5 hours long.
Right.
Now, was it amazing escapism? Yeah, it was great. And I get it. People say the story's cliche, it's nothing new. It's like, well, there's really, a dozen real stories in history anyways. There's nothing really new, especially when it comes to the hero's journey, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, when you watch a movie that has a storyline, like, if you watch a well-written, well-cast movie,
Yeah,
totally different.
totally.
Like, I watched, the best movie I watched was Glass Onion.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well-cast, well-written, mystery movie,
Yeah,
a nice, refreshing movie. I liked it. I want to watch the first one because it's a Knives Out mystery,
Yep.
and
Yep.
there's another one. So, I mean, I can get behind that. But yeah, if it's something you didn't invest anything in and you're
Yeah.
pissed off that you watched it and were disappointed,
that's a shame.
dude, I blow $100 at the theater. I am pissed if I don't like the movie.
Damn straight. Now, seeing the look at my kid's face watching Avatar, that was unreal. Because they were so heavily invested, and they came out of it going, oh my god, that was so good. And it was good. It was really entertaining, because the technology behind it, you were fully immersed in a whole different world. How would you start building that? I don't even know.
I remember watching the first one in theater, and I was amazed at the 3D part of it because that was the first movie that came out in that type of 3D.
Yeah.
But the movie itself, I was like,
Yeah,
it was okay.
it's okay.
It looked really neat.
Yeah, it was escapism at its finest. And I found the 3D was so good you didn't notice it. When you took your glasses off and you're like, oh, that's what it looks like. You put them back on, you're like, that looks better.
Yeah, there's some movies where the 3D is just garbage.
Most movies.
Most of them. Like, the
Most
budget's
movies.
great, and then, we're going to make it 3D.
Yeah, slap it on, right?
Yeah, let's not slap that on. Is that just a filter, or what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Now, okay, one of the best movies I've ever seen,
Mm-hmm.
and you could argue this or you could agree with me. Okay, this is one of the best movies of all time.
Okay.
Tango and Cash.
Tango and Cash?
Tango and Cash. Because it, people are like, wow, the story is shallow and everything's like, no, it was exactly, you went into it expecting exactly what it was. A no nonsense action movie. And people are like, well, there wasn't a lot of character development.
It's a buddy cop film.
Jeez, seriously, it's Stallone and Kurt Russell. What do you want? But easily one of the best movies of all time.
Okay, if we're going to go there. I'm going to give you a movie that I watched repeatedly in junior high. Repeatedly. Okay?
Yeah.
No one's heard of it.
Shoot.
Okay, I'm going to tell you who's in it. You tell me if you know who's in it. Or you'll tell me if you know what it is. It came out in 87.
Oh, you're old.
Yeah.
They had movies back then.
Oh, shit. So, it came out in 87. It had Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Crispin Glover. Marty's dad off of
I know
and
Crispin Glover.
Dennis Hopper was in it.
Dennis Hopper. 87. You know, you right away immediately you're going to say Speed, right? Because Dennis Hopper and Keanu Reeves.
You're
but
right.
it wasn't, because that was in 96, 95,
Yep.
right? What would that be? It's not Dracula, it's pre-Dracula.
I'll tell you, it was a teen movie.
Okay.
Okay, but here's the thing. The teen movies in the late 80s
Yeah.
were usually country clubs and
Yeah.
some dick named Chaz with
Yeah.
a sweater over his shoulder and some blonde named Bethany
Dennis
with her
Hopper
little Volkswagen.
That wasn't Earth Girls Are Easy.
No, it's not a comedy.
Okay.
But this movie was dark. It was gritty. It was like Dennis Hopper played the local drug dealer who didn't even charge the kids for their weed.
No,
He just gave it to
That was a
them.
hell of a drug dealer.
Lived with his blow-up doll. Right.
Well, I mean, I guess you can't be lonely.
Well, he lived by himself.
So.
But Keanu Reeves is in it. But it starts off with this guy unalives his girlfriend on the side of the river. It opens up with this guy smoking a joint on the side of the river.
Yeah.
With his dead girl next to him.
Okay.
And he tells his friends about it. And no one really does anything about it. They all just come to see the body.
Yeah.
Like, the movie spins into other stuff. But it was such a good movie.
What
And
was it then?
It was called River's Edge.
River's Edge.
If you have Tubi, like, I found it on Tubi. I'm like, holy shit. River's Edge is on here. I couldn't find it on anything else.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But it was such a well-done movie. Like, was the acting great? Well, they were young, so it wasn't awesome, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But the storyline was like, every teen movie back then was different than that. It wasn't dark. It was like, you could have filmed this thing on the Assiniboine. It was that kind of grit. But
Well, if you want grit, you look at the Assiniboine, that's for sure, right?
well, it could be better.
You know, I thought you were going to say, like, Little Buddha or something, but, like, Dennis Hopper was not in Little Buddha. I know that.
And Dennis Hopper's one of those actors that just shows up and stuff, and he's great. But, I mean, he's had some poor roles.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers.
Well, you know, that's probably one of the worst roles that nobody wants to play.
Sometimes you gotta stop. They gotta stop with certain movies. Like, I know they're doing it as an animated movie, that'll be fine.
Okay, but if John Leguizamo says this is a bad choice, you know this is a bad choice.
You know, if he's like, no, maybe we shouldn't do this, don't do it. But there are certain movies that were great. Like, I'm a horror movie buff too, and I think that Saw would have made a great trilogy. Yeah. Stop.
Yes. Stop making them. Stop it.
Stop making them.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th, keep on going. The guy's never gonna die.
Oh, just keep going, because, you know, it's... People go see it not because it's good. They go see it because it's Friday the 13th.
What was the first horror movie you watched?
First horror movie.
What's the first horror movie that scared the ever living shit out of you that you can't watch today?
Oh, my parents bug me about that all the time. Airplane.
Airplane?
Apparently, I was scared shitless of the co-pilot, the autopilot. There's a balloon guy that blew up, right?
Right.
Apparently, I was horrified with that.
Are you scared of balloons?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm not.
So we're bringing a balloon out, you're gonna be okay?
I'd rather you didn't.
Right.
I'm not scared of it. I just don't trust them.
I remember I was babysitting this kid, and he put a movie in, and again, he was young.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid's a lawyer in town now. And I bet you he'd remember. He wouldn't remember.
Maybe don't bring it up. You know, like in court.
Right.
So,
No,
Your Honor, I like to bring Exhibit A.
Yeah. But no, I was 12 or 13, I was babysitting this kid, and he throws a movie in to the VCR, which dates us a bit.
Yeah.
And his parents rented this, like, university area house. So an older home, and he puts in the Amityville Horror.
Oh, jeez.
Holy Christ. To this day, I can't watch it. And they redid it with Ryan Reynolds, and it was genius. They did it perfectly. They paid homage to the old one. Like, the clock, like the alarm clock.
I never saw it.
Awesome.
I don't really want to.
I have a hard time watching it now.
Yeah.
But that movie scared the living shit out of me. But the first movie I saw that was a horror movie, I was in grade 4, and I was watching A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street when I was really young, and going, yeah, no.
But you don't understand what you're watching at that age.
No. Not at all. Like it's which is a whole different spin on things. So the fact that you're horrified by it, but you didn't understand it, which shows you how visceral and animalistic some of that stuff is when they crafted back in the day before it just turned into like blood and gore fests.
Right.
You know, there was a certain amount of just like you look Exodus, right? The girl walking down the stairs like backwards, arms twisted. That freaks people out regardless because it's normal, but not
horrible for your back.
And horrible. It's not good.
No, not good for your back.
No.
But I mean, I love those things. Like horror movies were, I like two types of movies. Comedies, like something that makes me laugh, or something that scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorites.
The problem I have with most horror movies now is just they focus entirely on just bloody goriness.
Or it's a haunted doll.
Yeah.
Or it's a like a nun. It's The Conjuring could stop anytime now.
But they have a brand. They have something they're running with it, and they're like, let's just keep pumping it out until people don't come and see it.
Well, they do that, but I mean, you look at like the Nightmare, Halloween, Friday 13th, these slash movies that could keep on going because the characters were so unique and they were great.
Yeah.
Like Freddy had personality.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty horrible personality. We'll be clear on that one, but
he was terrible, but he was entertaining as shit. And the thing is,
what kind of janitor has, you know?
Well, he did, but he also killed people, so made it hang.
I guess we're talking to the wrong janitors to ask what their experiences are with a career.
Right.
So.
No, I mean, I remember watching these things, and someone described this movie to me, again, grade 4.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I just saw this movie called Nightmare on Elm. This guy gets burned. He's all scarred up. I'm like, okay. And he's got razor hands. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And you want to see the razor hands.
Yeah.
Then you watch it, and you don't understand exactly what you're watching because you're too young to understand how bad this guy was.
Yeah.
But I think the best series that came out of
Okay, but hold on here. Now you're in your 40s, and you're looking at the guy, and you're like, I kind of get it.
I get it.
He's had a bad day, you know.
He's had a bad day. No, I say Jason was the only one that I could really say, you know what, poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
did you ever see the TV show Bones?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was one episode where there was a murder at the doctor's high school, so she had to go back to investigate, and the janitor was the one that they thought that did it, and they actually got who was the guy who played
Robert Englund?
Yeah, Robert Englund. They got him to play the janitor.
That's awesome.
And they made everything look like Nightmare on Elm Street. So they had a picture of him, and the main character goes, "Oh, just looking at this guy makes me feel like he's walking over my grave," sort of thing.
Yeah.
And everything they did was a trope on the Nightmare on Elm Street horror. You know, like when they first meet him, he's eating ribs, right? And they find out like the murder victims had broken ribs and all these things. So
was it a McRib?
No, real,
because that would be even worse.
Real,
like, you know, you're
that
supposed to
would
eat
be
that
horrible.
shit.
But I mean, you got to watch this one because it's such a throwback towards Nightmare on Elm Street. It was very, very smartly done. It was very entertaining.
You know who knocked it out of the park? Stranger Things, because they had that same vibe.
Yeah.
Of Nightmare and all these things we watched as kids.
Yeah.
And it's not really geared towards kids. It's geared towards us.
You know, my daughter wanted to watch it, so I put it on for my 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And she made it longer than I thought initially. She made it 2 minutes. You know, when the thing grabs the guy from the elevator and pulls him up.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, I'm done.
You know, Gage started watching it, and he's digging it.
Yeah.
But then again, I won't. The same. This is where my upbringing comes in, because I remember watching that stuff. My parents were like, if you can't sleep, it's your own damn fault. You figure it out. Don't come to us in the middle of the night if you're having a nightmare.
Yeah.
Well, Gage is watching it, and he's fine. If he was at the beginning, like a couple years ago, he couldn't watch anything like that.
Yeah.
But now he's watching. He's watching Wednesday right now. Like he's also not 4.
Yeah.
He's 9. Yeah. I was watching horror movies by then.
But it was kind of, I hesitate to say acceptable, but it was more the norm back then because it was like, well, it's a new medium. It's kind of cool. You can watch VHS. You can watch TV shows whenever you want. You know, that shows you have the power. Whereas like there was a lot more leniency now. I mean, now people boycott Disney because they don't like the messages Disney's portraying.
The hell's Disney doing this so bad?
You know, like there's a whole rabbit hole of stuff you can dig into. You know, right? I've got Disney still. I watch Disney. You know, not a big deal.
Disney's canceled by people.
Disney is being canceled by people. Yeah, 100%.
Holy shit! People have to get their heads out of their asses.
Well, yeah. You know, there's a lot of people that are hurt or upset, and like a friend of mine, he made a post the other day. He said, "Hurt people too." So I get it.
Oh, are you talking about because they're like a new movie where they're
No, period. In general. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a lot of it because it's it's a wokeism or whatever you want to talk about. And I mean, there's different degrees of woke, right?
Well,
So
woke to me makes sense only if it doesn't make sense to me. Like if you if you watch a movie that came out if you watch Blazing Saddles,
yeah,
okay,
classic movie. You couldn't make it now.
or okay, go New York.
You'd be canceled.
Whatchamacallit? Tropic Thunder.
Well, there you go.
Okay, but
what do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? But Tropic Thunder, the whole idea was that it was so ridiculous that Robert Downey Jr. would be playing a black guy.
Man. Well, playing an Australian guy who's playing a black guy.
Right. Blonde hair, blue eyes.
No.
But that was the whole idea. It was supposed to be
so
ridiculous.
Outrageous.
Yeah, and no one really got pissed off about that. They got pissed off about Ben Stiller's character.
Yeah.
Simple.
Oh, yeah. Simple Ben there.
Simple Jack.
Simple Jack, yeah.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller's...
Yeah,
I'm not even going to reap what he said on that one, right?
Sometimes
nobody goes full.
Sometimes my brain movies make my eyes rain.
Jeez.
And people were more pissed off about that than Jack Black tied to a tree, detoxing because he wanted his coke fix.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
saying what he'd do for it.
It's crazy what people are going through right now when it comes to being upset. I mean, on TikTok, there was a whole bunch. There were a lot of people who were quite upset with Robert Downey Jr. It's like, do you forget how old this movie was?
Yeah, and the thing is,
now you're upset.
But even if you look at these, like you look at Blazing Saddles, you look at Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Spaceballs had stuff that would be a little questionable.
I'm
right?
surrounded by assholes.
Or they're all combing the desert.
Yeah.
Of course, the other guys had the picks.
Yes.
Like, find anything yet? We ain't found shit. Yeah. But again, well written, and it was supposed to. I think the problem is we don't look at jokes as jokes the way we used to, and the only people that can get away with making a joke, no matter what it is a comedian. A stand-up comic can still say it.
And even that, they're getting under a lot of flack. You look at what Bill Burr has been doing. He jokes about a lot of the things, especially it comes like NBA and WNBA and stuff. And man, people get really triggered by that.
What's the WNBA?
Right?
If you
jokes aside,
tell you what, if you can name three athletes in the WNBA, I'll pour you another drink.
I mean, I can't. But
right.
I can't. I could. I don't think I could. Okay, I could name one athlete from the NBA. Kobe, right? He's doing good, right?
Yeah, whoever that is.
So maybe we don't bring this too soon.
Here's the thing. I don't watch sports. You know what sports I do watch? I'll watch the Winter Olympics all day long. Because there's a good chance someone's going to die.
Yeah.
Now,
that's a sport.
That's a sport because if you look at the ski jump,
yeah.
If I fell off my roof hanging lights, I'd shatter something. These guys are launching themselves 200 feet in the air.
Yeah. At velocity here.
And landing.
Yeah, with no safety equipment.
Oh, they have a helmet.
Yes, that's not safety equipment.
No. But these guys...
That's to keep your ears warm.
But you look at things like the luge and the skeleton and the bobsled. Like,
wait, so who's the guy from Russell, Manitoba? You know?
Yeah.
You know, like an Olympic champion, and that's great. But I don't know what tells a person that I'm gonna slap myself onto a sled and shoot down 200 kilometers an hour.
Oh, here's how I think that these all got invented.
Well, I think it's probably has something to do with this.
It has something to do with alcohol. So bobsled's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Bobsled's always been there.
Well, the Jamaican team was amazing.
Right. And if I was going to guess, when they had the bobsled going, there would have been maintenance crews at night. And someone probably said, hey guys, I've got a GT snow racer.
Yeah.
I bet you I could go down this on there.
I bet you can't.
And that's where the luge came in.
Yeah.
And then another guy said, hold my beer. I'm going to go face first. That's where the skeleton came from.
Yeah. I'm sure the skeleton, when it came down to it, was like, GT snow race, I'm just going to go down on my belly.
Well, and they named it after what breaks if you hit the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, these guys have a helmet.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. That's not going to help you. That just makes you more damaging to the people around you.
Right. Now you're a bullet.
Yes.
But I mean, it's interesting to watch because those are sports that you can get behind, like, holy shit. The funniest thing is when you're watching the Olympics with someone and you can have some dude who's, like, he spends his day drinking beer and eating Doritos.
Yeah.
Criticizing these guys.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hell, I would have stuck that landing. Really? Would you have? Really? You would have stuck that.
I like to see you get out of your chair in
Yeah.
that current state.
You're
in a sad state of situations. You can't stand up, let alone get onto a sled that's going 200 kilometers an hour.
But I remember hearing that. People talk about, oh yeah, this guy he screwed up totally on the half. I'm like, I saw you have a tough time getting out of your truck, putting out a cigarette, and huffing your way in here.
Dude, you struggle in life. What
Right.
makes you think you do an event?
Yeah, I can't critique it. I cannot critique an athlete. I can't. I mean, I'm not a baseball player. I'm not a football player. I'm not a hockey player. I can't critique what they do because they're better at it than I am.
Yeah.
Even if they suck that night,
Yeah.
they're a whole lot better than I am.
Yeah.
It's sort of like someone critiquing you at what you do or me at what I do.
Of course.
Right.
Or if you wanted to really go all out on that, you criticize Chuck Norris and see how that goes.
You can't. You can't even think of it. I can't believe you even thought of that.
I'm gonna be canceled just for that.
Right? But no, I mean, it's like anybody that criticizes someone who does whatever they're doing as a profession, unless you're doing what they do,
Yeah.
they're better at it than you are.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Because
And chances are, even if you're the professional and other professionals are criticizing you, you're still better than they are. Because why are they being critical about it in the first place?
Oh, I couldn't give half a shit about.
Obviously, you're
anybody
doing a
else
better job
doesn't-
than them, right?
I don't know. Maybe you've been here for 20 years. But I mean,
Yeah, they keep trying to get rid of me, but I just don't go.
But I mean, anybody that's hypercritical of somebody, look in the mirror. You know that whole thing, pointing one finger, there's four pointing back at you.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Like, if the only way you can make yourself feel better about what you do is by making other people look bad,
Yeah. Why are you doing it then? The whole point is to elevate people and raise them up as opposed to tearing them down. I mean, I guess some people love the drama, or they just lack the the emotional security about it. But
I'm gonna pour you another drink. Did you make any New Year's resolutions this year?
I make the same one every year, and I nail it every year.
What is it?
I'm just gonna be more awesome.
Really? Did you make that happen?
I got it last year. I got it last year, just barely, but I got it.
My New Year's resolution this year was to say no to more people and say yes to more people. Like,
Yeah.
say yes to me more and say no to other people
That's
more.
fair. That's a good one. Yeah, that's good.
Because I think that I mean, my wife will say that I stretch myself so thin,
Yeah.
and I do. But I mean, God damn it, if you make something really awesome happen, stretch yourself thin.
Why wouldn't you? It's
now.
worth it.
Stretch
It's
it
worth
thin.
it. Otherwise, what's the point?
It's like people that bitch and moan that they're not appreciated. I saw a clip from Mad Men,
Yeah.
and he goes, "I pay you, you give me ideas,
Yeah.
but you never thank me. That's what the money's for.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
That's what the money's for."
You want results-based society? That's what you're going to get results in. Do you want more petty praise on top of a paycheck?
If you're going to tell me how
Okay.
awesome I am, but I'm not making a living doing it, then
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
However, if I can make a living and I'm doing a great job, you shouldn't have to tell me that I'm doing a good job.
Exactly.
The paycheck's going to tell you that, right?
Yes.
Now, you want people to be happy with your work.
Yeah.
And you know what? A review is always nice.
Yes.
I get it. But I don't know. I don't think I need to be patted on the back and, you know, good job, high five you all day long. Like, that's not.
Exactly. If you're getting the results should speak for themselves.
They should.
Really, specifically, it's what it is. But I mean, doesn't that show you that one of the glowing problems that's in our society is the simple fact that people are not celebrated enough for the successes that they currently have?
Oh, people shit on success.
Exactly. And now I'm not like you said, you don't need to be celebrated for every single freaking thing in the world.
But don't shit on someone because they're doing well.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right? Now, if a person's got a good job, they got a good career, they're doing really good, perfect. You don't buy them a freaking beer and have a chat, or be friendly with them, or say, "Hey, show me what you're doing." That's great. That's the praise that people want too, right?
Well, and there's also people that will only hang out with people that are monetarily as successful as they are.
Yeah.
Now, here's the problem with that. That's fine if that's your clique.
Yeah.
Go for it. However, it's a quality thing.
Yeah.
Do I like this person, or am I hanging out with this person because they are this person in town? I don't.
No.
It doesn't matter. Because people want to be seen with people.
That's true. There's also the saying, you're the sum of the four people you associate with most. So I get that too, right? But there is a lot of people who are simply associating for purely the sake of prestige.
Oh, for sure. Like, I did a podcast with a guy a couple weeks ago, and I said, and we're talking about socialization, and I go, "Do you ever see me anywhere?" He's like, "No."
Yeah.
He goes, "I don't." He goes, "I don't see you anywhere." And I don't. Like, you know me,
Well, it's because you have a certain amount of introvert perspective on things. You know, like, you don't need to, fill your tank by being surrounded by people. You can do it at home with your kids and your family.
Right. And I mean, I'll hang out with people, but you rarely see me at a social function where I have to mingle.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, I like people, and if I have a purpose, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Purpose. Like, you've seen me lead strongman competitions. I've done this on stage. I can, no problem. If I'm teaching a class, I can do that. If I have a reason to be there, good to go.
Yeah.
If you're just asking me to go there and shake hands and be like, oh, hi,
But that's what an introvert really is. An introvert isn't just a person who likes to be shuttered in their closet for an extended period of time. An introvert is a person who gets their energies from alone time, from reading a book, from being with their close friends or close companions or family and such. It isn't a person who's just ranting out there just for the sake of it. There's a purpose behind it.
Here's one thing. Let's go on the whole the book thing. I read, but I can't read fiction. I cannot read fiction. Now,
I hear you.
There's also people out there that will read 87 books a month and tell you, oh, I read 87 books this month. I would rather read one good book 5 times and get more out of it than be the guy that just has a stack of books that didn't absorb shit.
Are we talking self-help or shelf-help?
Right?
Right? Like, seriously, like, are you reading it because, look at me, I read so many books, or it's because, look, I've integrated so much, right?
Right. If I take 1 or 2 good ideas out of a book, it paid for itself, right?
Absolutely. So, like, last year, I made actually, for the first 6 months, I really made a big effort of actually telling people what books I read. You know, every month I was reading at least 4 books, okay? And there's varying degrees, because it's audiobooks or it's textbooks. And there's also times where it's like, look, I'll skim through a book looking for, scouring basically for the information as opposed to indulging every single word.
What's the best book you read in the last year?
Think and Grow Rich.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I read Green Lights. I think Green Lights.
Okay. I read that one 2 years ago and brilliant. Brilliant, yeah.
Green Lights was...
I read that one right before I did Jordan Peterson. And it was, I was like, wow, I'm really on a roll with actually some thought-provoking material here because both of them are fantastic reads.
And I like to hear the struggle more than the success.
Absolutely.
Like, I believe that a lot of self-help books are, I'm successful and what I did is going to work for you.
Yeah.
No, what you did worked for you, and now you're marketing what you did.
Yes.
Now, I like a book like Green Lights or any kind of biography or any memoir because you see when they ate shit. Yeah. And
they liked it. And they liked it.
They got out of it. They're proud of it. They're like, you know what? I ate shit and that was fine. Yeah. But the guys that say they've never screwed up. Yeah. They've never. Yeah. Really?
I don't want to hear that. Dude. I don't want to hear that. You know, like I talk to people who are like, I'll follow Elon Musk because the guy's had unrequited successes for the past 20 years. No, he didn't. His marketing team did.
Right. No, I think that there's good and bad on each side. Like, have you played with the AI yet?
Chat
GPT?
GPT, yeah. It's brilliant. It's so useful.
Dude, and it's full. Like, you can't use it right now. Like, the server's down.
I was just using it yesterday.
Oh, I tried to use it. Maybe I have too many cookies on my computer.
Maybe.
But I did
It's a cookie monster.
Right. But I wrote, this goes back about 8 years, I wrote a screenplay years ago.
Good for you.
And I wanted to see if it could do what I did. Yeah. So I gave it all I gave it was
everything. Yeah.
A thriller about a slasher that does this and this and this. Yeah. This thing gave me 4 acts with characters, with environment, with depth. Yeah. The beginning of it was pretty damn close to what I wrote, and the end was almost bang on. Yeah. I was like,
you bastard.
How the hell? But that tells me that whatever my plot was kind of thin. Yeah. However,
it's going to completely change how creativity works.
Dude, if you need to write something, if you need a letter and you can't get the words, you can give it the idea. You don't have to copy it. Yeah. But okay, that sounds a lot better, and then you make your own version of what it spat out.
That's what I use for making content. I'll say, give me the top 100 ways to make money online, and it'll give me 100 or as many as it can compile up. I'm like, okay, wow, I didn't really think about that one. That was good. That's maybe I'm going to change this one. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to put some humanity in some of these things. And it's a great way just to get the creative juices moving.
Well, here's the thing. There's that, and you can do visuals too. Yes. I typed in, because of the project that I cannot speak of yet. Yeah.
That which shall not be named.
It'll be named. Yeah. It'll be named, but we're talking about an entire new industry that changes everything here, right? I said I need this many square feet blank to do blank. I need the offices on the north side.
Yeah.
And it needs to be in Brandon, Manitoba.
Yeah.
This thing spat out blueprints.
Yeah.
They weren't great, but it showed kind of what
gives
I was
you the
going for.
idea.
Right. But the pictures that it gave me were photos of buildings that don't exist, and there was snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Like it looked like it could have been in the East End of Brandon.
Well, that's the problem that people have. So people who are worried about the AI are saying, well, it's going to replace everything we do. It's like, no, it's actually going to challenge you to be better than what you currently have in the market.
Well, here's the thing. I take what it spat out to a designer here in town, like someone who builds buildings, and we go, okay, here's what it needs to look like, kind of, but here, at least you have an idea. Because when you're standing and say, okay, I need it to be this, this, and this is what it has to facilitate, you have to have this.
Yeah.
If you've got this thing out there and they're like, okay, we get it, then they go and do their magic and like, how does this look? I'm like, holy shit, perfect.
Pretty good.
That's what it's supposed to be.
But it makes it easier for everybody else when they can do the collaboration components.
Of course, because like this happened because I took 4 years of drafting.
Yeah.
Right? Through high school and architectural, mechanical drafting. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to load in AutoCAD into my computer.
Yeah.
And I went to load in AutoCAD. I'm like, wait a minute. Can I just ask the AI to design one of these for me? Yeah. I'll be damned if it did.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect, but it gives a good idea. So
it takes 90% of the problems away for you, and then you can go, okay, I can create some new problems that are based on the specs I need, so I can fine tune it, I can make it better, I can make it unique, but it's taking the heavy lifting out of the situation. And
it lets you do the things you need to do to make it better. And because I'm not a designer, okay? There's people who that's their job. But here's the basics. Tell me what you can do. But when you look at like an entire business plan and how this all works and how many jobs can come in, that's what people need to know. Right? The building design is none of my damn business.
No.
And it's people in Winnipeg that understand it better than I do because they're in the industry.
But even the business stuff, even from a business perspective, quite often when it comes to talking to people about starting a new business, you're talking at a level much higher than they're currently understanding. So when you say into the chat program, to the AI, how do I create a business based around this model? And it's going to craft out the basic step-by-steps of things you need to do. You can be like, oh yeah, I didn't think about those 10 things because they're too basic.
Well, even the basics of a business model, like business plan, you can say, here's the investment, here's done on preferred shares, paid out in dividends,
common shares, and
dividends, and it's like, this is how it works. Now that doesn't mean that you're married to that. No. But now I understand how this works because it's a lot easier than asking an accountant to figure it out.
Absolutely, it's going to be a lot cheaper, and you're going to get a much more straightforward answer instead of beating around the bush.
It's the best thing on the internet right now.
Yeah, easily. But I would disagree with that because I did ask it a question. I said, I want a 10-step protocol to rule the world.
Are you still working on that?
And it said, I ethically can't give you the answers to that.
I had someone ask the question.
But isn't that good?
Oh,
right?
It already knows how to take over the world.
And it's not sharing it.
It's not going to share it with us meat puppets.
But I can guarantee you get some dictator in freaking North Korea right away is going to be like, okay, I want to know how to take over the world, right?
Oh, step one.
Yeah, step one, you do this, okay.
Get a box.
No.
Step two, cut a hole in the box.
Yeah.
Right? But here's the thing. I had a guy ask it, will we see a recession in 2023? Now, the AI only has all the internet knowledge up to 2021.
Yeah, it wouldn't give you a straight answer on that.
No, and it said, I cannot predict the future sort of thing. Yeah. He goes, okay, but you're allowed to have an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, in your opinion, based on X, Y, and Z, what is the probability of this? And he asked it in a different way.
Yes, the question's different, yeah.
And the answer was completely different.
Yeah.
So, it's a great tool to use. Because I think if you're having trouble like writer's block or whatever, you can use it to crack that block and then go with it.
It gave me a whole rundown of I was going to write it November. It's No Remo, right?
No what?
No Remo.
The hell's that?
No Remo is National Write a Novel Month, right?
National Write a
Novel Writing Month. Yeah, you write it. You're supposed to write a novel in November.
I thought it was testicular. I thought it was Cancer Month for like testicular cancer.
Well, that's Movember. That's different.
Okay, so
not only do you have to not shave, but you're supposed to write a novel. It's actually a competition people do.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, I'm going to do it this year.
Okay.
Right? Going to write a novel in November. Stay tuned for that. It'll be fun. And just out of curiosity, I was like, okay, it's kind of an idea what I want to talk about, what my novel will be about. Fictional, has to be fiction.
Mm-hmm.
So I plunked in a few parameters, and it fucking just gave it to me.
Right.
And I was like, there's a few thoughts that I didn't have.
Right.
Like that's pretty good. And I mean, this also means it's cliche because it's out there. Everyone's doing it because it's getting its sources from somewhere.
Yeah, but here's the thing. What you just asked, it's not going to repeat that. It knows not to repeat it.
Exactly. But now I can go, okay, is some of that stuff cliche? Sure. So let's go the opposite direction. And make it a real spin on things or change it a little bit.
So it's fiction or...
It has to be fiction.
Has to be fiction.
Has to be fiction. I did a non-fiction last year, but this year has to be fiction.
There's a lot of stories out there.
Well, they all come down to the hero's journey, right? Beowulf, right?
What kind of genre are you into?
Fantasy.
See, I can go dark. It's just the horror thriller stuff that I like. I like on you want to see a movie that'll piss you off and make you hate a character so much?
Do we start naming them?
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl.
You want to just hate a character? Hate a character?
Yeah.
Watch Gone Girl. I bought a copy of it on DVD to lend to people.
Okay.
Be like, this will piss you off. Ben Affleck's in it.
Okay.
Basically he gets accused of killing his wife. But she just buggers off. Okay. She's not dead.
Okay.
Like, this bitch is still alive. And you want to hate a character?
Yeah.
Watch Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Well written, well done, and to this day, I've never hated a character more. And there's some pretty bad characters in movies.
There's a lot of bad ones.
But she was so well written.
Yeah.
Hate everything about her.
Because she struck a nerve to somebody that you knew.
Well, no, not somebody I knew. Like, I don't know.
You dated or or an experience you experienced. Right?
No. I've never dated anybody that faked her own death.
Never faked her own death.
And blamed it on me. Holy shit. Not that I know of.
That they were found.
Is my name really Quentin? Am I really from here?
Yeah, right. So Quentin's in the back.
I'd be a horrible. Yeah, I couldn't blend in.
So it's probably where this movie you have the biggest love-hate relationship with. Then
well written though. Like if you're looking at writing something that's a thriller where because I think a great movie or a great thriller has to have a character that you absolutely despise.
Yeah.
Like you can't love everybody. Like you watch a Marvel movie, you love everybody in that movie.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody's great.
Yeah.
You watch a good thriller.
Except Ant-Man. Everyone hates Ant-Man.
He's kind of useless.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have killed Thanos pretty quick. But I mean,
right up the butt.
Right, and this
right up the butt,
full size. But I mean, you look at these films where it's empty writing, like there's nothing of substance to it. Yeah. Like somehow it got produced. Somebody
put some money on it.
Someone put $16 million into producing this
big mistake. Big mistake. Yeah.
Right, Waterworld.
Yeah, Waterworld. Yeah. No, it's a classic.
No, Waterworld was a water version of Mad Max.
It was.
And
it wasn't as good. It was like if you take Mad Max with Dances with Wolves.
Right. Nobody wanted that.
No.
Nobody asked for it. We didn't ask for it.
No.
But I mean, you want to write a good story, I think you have to have a character that you love.
Yeah.
And a character that you absolutely hate.
Yeah.
So when you're writing this novel, try and have a character that everybody could hate.
Yeah.
Which is hard.
Yeah.
Like,
it is
I don't
hard.
know where you would draw a personality, like, besides me, I guess you could draw it from me, somebody that people would hate on a normal level. But I mean, to have somebody who's so cold, they have to be emotionless and they have to be calculative to the point where they're geniuses, but this son of a bitch needs to die.
And
like
that's where Harry Potter killed it. Right?
I never watched them.
Okay.
I watched 2 of them.
Don't. Just read the books.
No.
Because one of the characters, like that's why it was so popular, because people were genuinely divided. Is this one character a good guy or bad guy? And people hated him. And when
Harry Potter was a bad guy?
No, one of the characters.
Which one?
Snape.
Wasn't Snape...
Is Alan Rickman.
Wasn't he off Die Hard?
Yeah.
Well, shit. How would you... Of course you know he's not.
And that's why it was such a brilliant thing. If you watch the movie or read the book, you'd be like, I don't know.
Hans Gruber was in...
Hans Gruber was, yeah.
So he was okay after the fall from the tower.
He got better.
That's better.
Now, okay, so a movie that I loved to hate and hated to love too was Vanilla Sky.
I never saw it.
Oh yeah, so the reason that was for me was when I first watched it, I saw like the third of it. I was like, this is stupid. And then I saw the second third separately, a different time. I was like, I hate this movie.
What's an absolute piece of shit movie that you love?
That was Vanilla Sky.
Oh, that was the one.
That was Vanilla Sky. And then I saw it finally after about 3 or 4 attempts of just like watching a little piece of it. Like, this is the dumbest freaking movie I've ever seen in my goddamn life. I watched the whole thing and went and bought it.
Oh, fuck. So you invested money in this piece of shit?
I actually invested money in it.
Well, it's going to help him break even. Here's the thing.
It made a lot of money.
It did? It was because that's Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, but it was a brilliant spin on it. And I was like, holy shit, it was good.
I have a feeling that we're going to see a glutton of movies come out.
With AI.
Not
AI is going to pump them out, man.
But no, AI will write them possibly, but you still have to have actors. People still want to see actors.
Yes, 100%.
But I believe what's going to happen is there is such a vacuum in the last 2 years of filmmaking because of COVID.
Oh, I don't know.
That we're going to see a pile of movies come out.
We're going to have a pile compared to what we had during COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I remember during, 2019, opening up iTunes, going, okay, I want to see some trailers of movies that are coming out. And there was no trailers. They weren't even making trailers.
Well, that movie shameless plug, the movie that I was in.
Yeah.
We filmed it.
Did anyone watch that? No, I'm kidding.
It was the number one movie in North America, dude. It was the number one movie in North America. But here's the thing. That movie came out during COVID, and they pushed back the release date for so long. Then they had to put it on Crave. It ended up in theaters. It was the number one movie in North America.
It did well. The movie did really good.
It did really well.
Like, who would have thought that Saul would kick so much ass?
Well, and the thing is, there's the same writer, like the same director did John Wick.
I did see that. Yeah,
the stunt coordinator did Endgame and Infinity Wars, all the stuff, and they were super awesome.
Yeah,
but there's a crossover between that and John Wick.
Who killed you?
He did.
Oh, okay, good.
Odenkirk killed me, but I was just dead during the
So how do you play dead?
Just lie there, but the problem is they opened fire with live rounds.
Oh,
and I'm lying there.
Wow, this could be.
They go, okay, lie down here. I'm like, okay, and I didn't realize they were using live rounds.
Yeah.
And I flinched.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, I hope you don't see that in the movie. You didn't, but
yeah,
it's loud because they're using real bullets.
In a closed studio.
No, this was out in a yard, like like an industrial park.
Oh, guns are still loud.
At 3 a.m. in Winnipeg, but that's a normal day.
You'd think that would just be like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but no, it was. Anyway, going back, I think what we're going to see that there's a vacuum where they couldn't produce, they couldn't do, and now it's going to open wide up again, and you're going to see a lot more films.
There was actually who was it? No, not Ben Affleck. Matt Damon did actually a little talk. No, that was a fun talk. It did an interview with a person. They were talking about different things, and while they're doing the interview, they're drinking hot sauce, and it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. They're sampling hot sauce, so you see him. He's like visibly suffering. Okay, and that's how you get an honest answer from a person. You make them suffer.
Next haircut, we're gonna drink hot sauce.
I'm down with that. We'll book it for next month. We'll do Facebook.
I've got
Live
the one chip challenge. I've got one.
Are you serious? Let's do it. Yeah,
we could do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, no, that'd be good. I would love to do the one chip challenge. No milk allowed whatsoever.
We've got bourbon.
You just had to suffer. Yeah.
You want to do it right now?
Do it. Oh,
balls.
Let's do it. But
we'll do it next time because
what time is it? We got kids to probably pick up. Let's wait. It's only 2:15. We can do it.
Let's see if anybody's texting me that's important. Jayon.
He's on.
Someone just texted me. He goes, "Do you love cheese?"
Do you love cheese?
Someone tagged me. Oh, no, people are commenting on this, on what you're talking. Oh, people are commenting on this video. People give a shit.
Holy shit, we haven't even been
checking
on that.
Open mind. We can see what's going on here. Anybody want us to talk about something that'll get us canceled? We can do that.
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Here we go.
Likes the video we tagged in. Post an update. Commented on Jayon Hillman's. From Russell. He's in Bragg. John Montgomery. Oh, I guess he's in for Ag Days. Amber said that.
Okay.
Find you both interesting in the next episode. Jayon shaves Quentin's head. Easy. I feel like this needs to be a regular thing. So. Love this setup. Looks great, guys. Guys, this is my barbershop. This is not much of a setup, but hey.
Hey, I think it's brilliant.
It's funny. It's this has been my setup for a while. Well, look, people are actually watching this shit.
Hey, give me a like if you want to see a neck adjustment on Quentin there.
Could you crack my neck to make it like sound like I'm
Dude,
dying?
Yeah, totally. And they would never hear it though on the phone, on the digital. They wouldn't hear it.
But if I just dropped real quick,
maybe died and screamed, that would not do good for my business.
So hey, everybody in Facebook land, do you have any questions for either one of us? I mean, you got
shoot for the moon here.
You got a genius and a barber.
You know, it's crazy. Like, I don't have a lot of gray hair, but under this light, look at this hair. It looks so gray.
It's because you're not young. How old are you now?
44.
So you're a Gen X then.
Yeah, Gen X. Well, I'm that Zennial, right? You know, the people who were born during the years of the original Star Wars trilogy are considered the Zennials. And they're the ones who grew up with technology, but
That's
also
X.
embrace it. Yeah. No, it isn't. It's a late Gen X.
Late Gen X?
Yeah, the later year Gen X. Like, how old are you?
46.
So, like, you're like a Star Wars guy too, almost.
Never heard of it.
No?
What's that?
Never heard of Star Wars. Wow,
Did that happen back in the 80s?
I don't know.
Here's what pisses me off about my wife. And I love her.
Whoa, holy, we just went to 0 to 100 here on this one.
She
Holy
does this
shit.
just to get me. Now, I love Star Wars. I mean, I've got an autographed picture of Dave Prowse here somewhere, right there.
Who's Dave Prowse?
The guy that
I'm fucking around.
The guy that wore the Vader suit. Anyway.
Yeah. Look, the viewers doubled when I said that.
She will purposely confuse it with Star Trek, who I know she knows better. I know she knows.
I joked about that once and I got roasted hard.
It's like, do you mean Star Trek? I'm like, hell no, I don't mean Star Trek. Like, I've never met Star Trek. No matter what I say that has anything to do with space or lasers, it'll never be Star Trek.
It's
ever.
Final Frontier.
Right, so Kelsey, if you're watching, which you're not because you're working, I never mean Star Trek, ever.
We're working too, actually.
So, I'm working. I'm earning
hammering. We're hammering.
I'm earning it all over. Just go up on the roof and start hammering without any nails. I'm fixing stuff.
Yeah.
No.
We're doing good work here. So
you know what,
do you want me to give you cut your hair?
No, I don't have hair.
It'd be easy. I'm done.
You could.
Yeah.
Gen Xers, I did a video on this because I TikTok like a 14-year-old apparently. But I did a video on this and somebody asked me what I thought the differences were between the generations. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yes.
But I said, our parents knew what poor was.
Exactly. They understand what poor was.
And they worked their asses off to never be poor.
Yeah.
We knew what broke was. We knew broke because we did that ourselves, right?
Yeah.
But we knew
yeah, we're good at that.
But we were raised on poor.
Yeah.
We were raised knowing what poor could be.
Broke and poor are two different things.
They are. Broke, you can get out of that.
Yeah, broke is just like that's for the weekend, you know?
Right.
Poor means
Poor means you're in bad shape. Now, I'm not saying people are going to see hard times, but I believe that...
I think people need to see hard times because that's where the prosperity really comes out.
Tell you what, unless you've eaten shit, you're never going to enjoy anything.
I still don't enjoy eating shit.
You don't enjoy eating shit, but you realize that taste stays in your mouth for a while. And here's the thing. If you can never admit... Because everybody's had a bad go.
Yeah.
Unless you had a silver spoon rammed up your ass your whole life, you've had a bad go.
But even that, you know, like, I know people who've had, you know, the silver spoon that had hard times, but you still have that understanding that things get better.
Things get better, but I mean, what I'm saying is that if you've never scraped to survive, you have a real tough time. Like, when you do come into money, when you do start making a good living, when you do have good things going on, you're going to act like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Okay? If you didn't have money and suddenly you come into money, you can still act and you will live like this is very temporary.
Yeah.
Versus if you always had it, you've never known what it's like to not have it.
100%. Look at all the people who win the lottery and are broke in a year.
Well, that's the thing. You give $20,000 to one person, $20,000 to another. The guy, if I gave you $20,000, you're going to grow it into something else eventually, right?
Absolutely.
Where you give someone else 20 grand, that 20 grand is going to be gone in 6 months and they're back where they were.
So what would you do with 20 grand, right?
What would I do with 20 grand?
You would use it to further some hookers and blow.
Well, the thing is, that's not as cheap as it once was, apparently. It's more bourbon.
Well, that's the thing, you know, hookers and blow aren't cheap anymore. Well...
Right?
Now, this is why you go for a barbershop here.
This is why you go to a private shop where no one else is.
That's a lot.
That's okay. It's okay. You're driving.
It's nice that I live a block away.
Right?
But realistically, when it comes to, like you said with the Gen X, there are different understandings that come to the different generations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like for example, we poke fun at generation the millennials.
I don't make fun of anybody. I respect
Oh,
everybody equally.
everyone like boomers and millennials. There's not gender war. It's a generational war. Okay,
There is, but we don't care.
But you got to look at what what the millennials really grew up with. You know, so the Gen X was really about work ethic. You know, they really instilled work ethic in Generation X.
Because our parents didn't. Here's the thing: if your parents were poor,
Yeah.
and then they started doing well, and you were a teenager growing up in that, they sure as shit didn't let you know that there was money.
Yeah.
You got a job and you worked.
Damn
like I got my first job at 12.
Damn straight. You couldn't do that now though.
Why?
Because they won't let you legally.
Why?
They just will not let you.
So you're not allowed to have any adult responsibilities at a young age.
Correct.
That is such
How
bullshit.
kids should be kids. Now, but you look at the baby boomers. Okay, they ran really everything was based around one functional component: stability, creating the safe, secure environment.
Right.
And you see that with pensions, plans, and everything like that.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying that was functionally important in lifestyles. Okay. Now you look at the Generation X. We were always instilled the concept of work ethic. Okay,
Right.
Work hard, and that's not wrong either. That's a good thing. Now we look at the millennials. What the frick did we teach them?
There's two types.
One thing. We taught them one thing. I'm going to rant on this one
Please
because
do.
this is really important.
No one's ever going to see this.
No one's ever going to see this, except for the two people that are on. People, when it comes to millennials, they focus on one thing: work smarter, not harder.
Okay, here's the thing. If you're lazy, you can't work smart.
No, you can't.
You can't work.
You can't do
You cannot
it.
work smarter and be lazy.
No, you
If you
can't.
think you're going to bang out a 2-hour day and
Yeah.
be successful, good luck.
Yes.
Okay, my day starts early
Yeah.
and it ends
late.
late. Why? Am I working on real estate? Absolutely.
Yes.
Am I working in the barbershop? Yes, because this is where I relax. Am I working on a gigantic project for the
Yes.
city? Yes.
Yes.
Now, does that say I'm working, I'm not working dumb? Like, it's not a dumb way to work.
No, it's not hustle culture here. It's not hustle culture.
No.
This is dreams and passion and belief.
Here's the thing. If you want something big to happen, you have to get out and do it.
Yeah.
Right? If you, like with this whole thing, like the whole reason that I even ran for council was so my kids don't piss off as soon as they're 18 because there's nothing here for them.
Damn straight.
Right?
Yeah.
So when this happened and is happening, I grabbed onto it, and it's been 3 months of work to say, okay, we can create huge opportunities for everybody.
Which I will say you did really damn good.
And what, keep my mouth shut about it?
No, on your election.
I lost, but
No, you lost, but you look at the number of voters who voted in your district compared to the other voters in the other districts.
True.
You had more voters in your area than most of the other areas.
But you know what? Here's what I learned. I learned that the reason that people, I learned how disappointed people are.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear this, we're going to be the second city. Bullshit.
Why would you not want to be the first city?
No, Winnipeg's the capital. I get it.
No.
Every time I heard,
There's capital and there's most populous.
right.
And there's most attractive.
Here's what pissed me off. Every time I heard this whole second city line, I was like, you will not do that if you keep on doing what you've been doing for the last 50 years.
Correct.
Okay? Unless there's some sort of, here's the box that we built. We're in this box and everybody's staying in that box. I spent that whole time, and I've spent that whole time my whole life, and especially during that election, sitting outside the box trying to crack that son of a bitch open to get someone to look outside there just a little bit. Right? So this comes to me, which by
if you're liking,
chance.
if you're watching this, you definitely should like and follow.
Right. By chance, this happens. Now, did I tell you the story about the burrito joint?
The what?
I was in Winnipeg for a work thing, okay?
Was that when you got killed by Odenkirk?
No, this was another show that'll be on the show's actually premiering on CTV on January 28th.
Oh, that's good.
There's another show where
That's
I play...
like right away, January 28th.
I play another Russian henchman.
Why are you Russian? You're
It's
Ukrainian.
ironic because I'm Ukrainian, but if I can play an asshole Russian, that's fine.
So what show is this?
Spencer Sisters.
I've never heard of it.
Because it's just premiering on the 28th of January.
That's
brand new.
There we go.
Anyway, that one's coming up. But I had a day where I had nothing to do. I was in Winnipeg. I ended up in Osborne Village. Went to this Burrito Del Mar or Burrito Del Mar.
Yeah.
Fucking hole in the
It's
wall.
good stuff. It's really good stuff.
There's a guy there. We're talking, and it turns into a certain industry that's in Winnipeg, and this industry is booming and blowing up. They've got 3 locations. Anyway, I go, what about Brandon?
Yeah.
He's like, well, tell me about Brandon. I go, you've been to Brandon before. He goes, yeah, but I'm not trying to get an entire industry to go there.
Yeah.
I said, well, where everything Winnipeg is, and I just go on and on. Because in my monkey brain, I'm going to be a city councilor in 48 hours. It's 2 days before the election. So I sell it hard. That turns into a 10-hour meeting, which turns into whiskeys afterwards, and which turns into emails and phone calls and everything that's been going on ever since.
Now, are you glad you didn't get counselor?
I think I can do more without being at that table right now.
I agree.
Because I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to.
You don't have to. You don't have to be pretty. You don't have to. You know, you can operate on your own premise. You can do your own thing. You can create exactly what you want to do.
Well, it's not me. It's an entire industry. It's out of Winnipeg, but
doesn't matter if it's not here.
Yet, it's coming. I can't see it not, especially considering how well it does. But that's the problem. Like when you look at what we have, everybody looks at it as what it is. Like, well, what the hell else could this be? Like, let's look beyond what we know.
Yeah.
Well, we've been stuck in this rut for 20 some years. I mean, they quoted me in the paper, and that was one of the best quotes of the election. I said, "You guys are still patting yourselves on the back for Maple Leaf," and that was over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell have we done since?
Yeah.
Nothing. As my grandfather would have said, "Fit a schmuck 'em."
Yeah.
Just fuck all. Like things have happened. We've stayed the course, but are we doing anything that's like exciting? Something that's going to keep your kids here? Something that puts us on the map and gets people to come here and see what's going on and apply for jobs because they're here? No.
Yeah.
No. Here's all I can tell you, because right now we can't say much. It's not egg. It's not dirty.
Yeah.
It's pretty green. Socially responsible. All these things that everybody wants, and it's right under our noses.
And that's really the future. Is it? It isn't just the stuff that we have right now. It's what's coming down the pipeline.
The problem is if we put a wall up against things coming down the pipeline, then it'll never come here.
Yeah.
Because no, we're happy with this. Everything's fine.
Oh,
bullshit! It is.
You know how many people I've talked to over the last 20 years who are like, I'm not okay with progress. I don't want things to change. I like things the way they are.
Who says this?
I've had quite a few clients say that.
Are they retired?
Yeah.
Okay, so they like the way things are because they don't need anything else.
Exactly.
Right. Now, that's that. In the same vein, you got a lot of people saying, well, how come we don't have a Costco in our city? You know why?
Yeah.
One, the population's all not quite there. But the problem is we have nothing drawing people to Brandon except for something like that.
Exactly. There's a bigger problem when it comes to Costco. It isn't just the fact that they don't want to come here. It's just also the fact that they have no reason to be here.
They don't have a reason to be here. But let's just say it was on the map and we had the people.
Yeah.
I don't care if it comes here or not. It doesn't make a shit of difference to me.
No.
But they don't look at just the population.
Good hot dogs, though.
You're literally paying for diarrhea.
Yeah, the hot dogs are a loss leader, and they're fantastic.
Are they? I'm not brave enough to do it.
Yeah.
I have this feeling that I'd regret it all the way home.
There's a lot of regret.
I might make it to Headingley.
Yeah.
And then
you won't even make it that far, man.
Really?
You won't even make it that far.
So it comes with its own exit strategy.
There is a lot of regret when it comes to getting some of that fast food.
Well, you know what? But you're full for a minute.
Well, yeah, it's gonna get an exit strategy.
Is it a quarter pound hot dog?
So, I don't know.
It's got to be a quarter pound.
I just eat it.
Have you eaten more than one?
I know.
Why?
Because I never go to Costco. How is that for an answer?
You never go to Costco?
And that is the problem. I never go to Costco because I don't really see the perspective of going to a store in a different city for the sake of being like 5-10% of stuff that I don't really need.
No, the only reason that we go there is because one, I shop at Sobeys because my buddy's own place, right?
Absolutely.
I'd rather put money there.
And when given a chance, I'm gonna go shopping over at the people that I have a natural relationship to.
Right.
So I really like the Sobeys, And
However,
there's sometimes where you can't.
You'll go to IKEA. Or all, because it's just different, right?
Well, I'm sorry, but they're not Swedish.
No, No.
Their meatballs are not as good. I'm sorry.
Again, you're paying for diarrhea while you're shopping. People complained that they got food poisoning at IKEA once. It was in the news. They got food poisoning from the meatballs. Well, you bought meatballs at a furniture store.
Have you?
What the hell do you expect?
Have you ever had the lunch at an IKEA?
I've eaten there. I don't know if it was a lunch special.
It was something. It's something special.
And how was that?
It was nothing special. But
Are there bathrooms in IKEA?
Well, there's bathrooms all over the place. It's just not functional in all
There's
honesty.
toilets everywhere.
There's toilets everywhere. But why would you go for food at IKEA?
Well, they're running you through a maze, a bit of a gauntlet, so you need a break.
Essentially, so IKEA is brilliant when it comes to their food service, okay? Because they have how many staff?
8,000.
8,000?
Sure.
Right? I don't know. It's probably pretty close.
They're everywhere, but they're nowhere when you need them.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to feed them somehow. So you have the cafeteria. So why not open the cafeteria to everyone?
Right. Yet you see everybody that works there with a bag lunch.
Right. So if you're gonna feed the people anyways, you might as well feed everyone.
You might as well and charge half of them for it.
Yeah. And we've eaten there.
You know what I miss? I miss
okay.
I miss the Zeller's Cafe.
No.
You don't remember the Jello?
No.
The Jello cubes with the whipped cream?
No.
Or the questionable chicken salad?
Have you ever bounced at Jello cube?
Only the ones from Zeller's.
Okay, they really fly. I'm going to say that, and which is amazing. It's a fantastic thing because you can whip those things and those suckers are going to catch some pretty good air.
But it was a treat as a kid, like the lime Jello cubes.
No,
what do you mean no?
No, it was a punishment. Are you serious?
Well,
this
what
is
kind of food
punishment.
did you grow up on? Just
Orange Julius.
Orange Julius.
Orange Julius.
Holy shit! That's a block of some creamy shit that they blend in with orange juice.
Hold on here, you're talking about my childhood.
Okay, Orange Julius we never had that.
No, you're not thinking Orange Julius. You're thinking that Yogen Fruz.
Does that still exist?
No, they're dead. You know what? They took a cube of like the yogurt and they put in the presser and they turned it into the freaking yogurt.
Nothing sounds good that we're talking about.
No, not even that. Yeah.
What's the best shitty food you like? What's the best?
Rink burger.
Oh, those are good.
Oh, jeez. I made a rink burger the other day, and I was like, this is the goddamn best burger I've ever had.
They have to be greasy enough that it soaks through the bag, like the wax paper bag.
Exactly. This is the best burger I've ever had. And I gave it to my kids and my wife, and they wouldn't eat it.
Rink burger's good. You know what? I would say for lowbrow food that I'll eat, and I'm not proud of it, but I'll eat it, I will kill a can of Click.
Yeah, Click burger, I'd put down.
Yeah, just Click, just eat it. Our daughter will eat a whole can of Click and go.
So hold on, I'm gonna put a poll here because there's like a few people online.
Okay.
What is the worst food that you consider comfort food?
The most unenjoyable.
Oh, my wife is messaging.
Uh-oh. You're in trouble now.
I'm in trouble. She's not gonna be happy that I'm drinking.
Oh, Darvel. Fight. He wants us to fight.
We're gonna fight?
You want to fight?
What?
I could. I mean,
what kind of civilized individual? We're a couple gentlemen.
I can only assume
having a drink.
Blue waffle. Oh my god. I can only assume that you know a couple martial arts.
That's the most racist thing I've heard.
Today.
Yes.
Do you know any martial arts?
A few?
Well, then I'm not wrong.
Well, it's still racist to assume.
Why would it be racist to assume that you know something about your heritage?
It's not heritage at that point.
If you asked me if I knew how to pinch a pierogi, I wouldn't get pissy about it.
Do you know how to pinch a pierogi?
You bet your ass I know how to pinch a pierogi.
Show it violently.
I can't believe.
Do it violently then.
I wish I could violently pinch a pierogi. Although there's some brass knuckles out there if you really want to get into it.
You meant you brass knuckle pierogies.
Well, they're actually 3D printed.
People would. These are not brass.
No,
they're made in Canada.
They're made in Canada. They're 3D printed.
They're made in Canada. That's brilliant. So I think people are just watching us because of the classic components of getting drunk.
We're classy as fuck. That's the thing.
Nobody ever accused me of being classy.
We're as highbrow as they get. So. Here's the thing. You know what? If the best thing about doing what I do is the fact that I can do this all the time.
I'm going to interrupt you.
That was half full.
This is a small batch, and the bottle was half full.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it is. Bourbon whiskey do Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Do Kentucky.
It's French. It's French from Kentucky.
Francais from Kentucky.
I've never met a French guy from Kentucky.
So, named in honor of the year Kentucky joined the United States.
Well, bonjour.
Well, are you... I don't... Kentucky joined the...
Kentucky joined the...
Did they join the Republic in 1792?
Maybe.
Anyone, please tell me. Did they join?
I can't argue. I can't argue with a whiskey
1792?
bottle.
Like,
But I mean, it's almost 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
It's 2:30.
yeah, we gotta get going. Product of the United
Yeah,
States.
fight. People want me to. They don't want us to fight. Please, guys.
No, I don't.
I'm not
going
gonna
to
fight with Jay on
No,
because
it's just
he's little.
man. Would that not be a fair fight?
That would turn a Facebook Live into a snuff film, and that wouldn't be fun for anybody.
God,
I'm gonna have a variety of.
I don't.
There's
want,
a variety of things that I can mess you up with.
You know,
really.
I don't want to hide another body.
Another one.
What?
What? Holy shit! Do you have to work yet today?
No, I'm done work. That's the great part. That's why I booked a haircut at this point in time.
Jesus.
Did
You know what?
Did we cut my hair?
You have to play it back, see if I did it. There's hair on the floor, and you look better than you did when you walked in.
I don't know what that
Can
means.
you tell me? I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
It looks okay.
So it looks okay. So
I mean, you've never complained about a haircut yet to my
no.
face.
No. To be fair, your wife doesn't complain either. So
Not to my face. Ah, she does. You know, here's the thing.
she's
I love
usually facing away.
I love my wife. I love her. If your wife was gonna kill you, you think you get a warning, or she just do it? Like in your sleep?
Oh, she'd warn me.
Yeah.
Because she'd want to enjoy every second of that. I'll say that.
Like I'm pretty sure that Kelsey would give me like a heads up, like 3 weeks away. She's like,
She'd be
"Hey,
like, you're gonna die.
Wednesday at 2:15 in the afternoon, and here's your choice of weapon. Pick whatever you want. Don't give a shit."
And she wouldn't kill you on that day.
No. She'd say
She'd
that's-
do it like
that's
2 days
what's-
later.
No, this is
when
what's
you're not
gonna happen.
expecting it.
Yeah, let me freak out for a bit.
Yeah.
But she would probably just say, "This is when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to end you. Be ready.
Yeah.
Get your shit in order. Nice knowing you."
Yeah.
I don't think she'd do it in my sleep because that would be the joy.
Now, would she do it? Would she do it after a nice meal? Would she buy you a nice meal?
No, she'd make me make dinner. She'd be like,
Yes, she would.
yeah, she'd be like, "What's for dinner? I don't know. You know, it's something nice." I'm like, "Perfect, honey. This is fantastic. Flowers."
So it'd be a Valentine's Day. She'd kill you
This
February
is
the 15th.
lovely, dear. Did you really enjoy this last meal you made?
No.
My what?
My
This
what?
meal you made?
Yes.
Yeah,
What? Last meal?
last meal.
Are you not cooking again? I'm very.
Are you making dinner tomorrow?
What?
Is that like I'd be so stumped. I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Are you making dinner tomorrow? What's going on?"
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely will have to make dinner tomorrow.
Tomorrow's your last day. You will die.
Tomorrow I'm gonna have to make
And
dinner.
be like,
You're gonna
okay, I'm doing an all-you-can-eat buffet.
What's the most you've ever eaten? What's the most gluttonous thing you've done at a restaurant?
Gluttonous.
Like where you just ate way too much. You hate yourself for doing it, but you couldn't stop doing it.
I've never hated myself for eating too much.
Jesse and I went to the fanciest of the seafood places, the Red Lobster.
Red Lobster.
The Red Lobster
Yeah.
in Winnipeg, and they had all you could eat shrimp.
Yeah.
So we killed, I believe, over half a dozen orders each.
That's not civilized.
No.
They were hoping you would leave.
Yeah.
You know.
They're like, they handed us the bill. We're like,
Yeah.
the price hasn't changed, but okay, yeah, I'll take it. Thanks. Can you get us some more garlic shrimp?
It's like the joke of walking into a Chinese restaurant. It's like, oh, that boy, you scare my wife.
See,
you know?
you say that you're allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say that. I keep on forgetting. There's rules.
You know.
I get it.
Okay, so in that respect, why is there never an all-you-can-eat pierogi buffet?
Yet.
Because you would kill the bubbas.
Well, that's a lot of pinching.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a lot of. Then again, how hard is it to make? Like, is a dumpling easier to make than a pierogi?
It's about a pierogi.
I think that if you had an all-you-eat pierogi buffet,
You don't get all-you-can-eat Chinese buffets like with dim sum.
you don't.
No.
What's dim sum?
It's about a pierogi.
It's a pierogi,
It's a pierogi.
like a Chinese
It's a
pierogi.
Chinese pierogi.
Well, because it's a little more labor intensive than chicken balls.
Well, there's a lot of labor in China.
Do you know how to make chicken balls?
It's a lot of labor in China.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, I love your phones.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's Korea.
Whatever.
Wow. When did we get racist?
Can you make chicken balls?
Holy Chicken? Are you serious? You've never had my chicken balls?
I've never had your chicken
You've
balls.
never eaten my balls, have
No.
you? You've never eaten my balls.
Like, could you teach a white person like myself, like someone who's bird shit white?
You know, you'd have to really indulge in my balls.
How hard is it to make a chicken ball?
It's, man, you cup them in your hand.
Right.
You squeeze them.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I could do that all day long.
That's it.
Christ.
It doesn't take a lot. You know.
Okay, I've never made a chicken. Have you ever made a pierogi?
I have made a pierogi.
Really?
Yeah, they call it a dumpling.
Okay, that's not a dumpling. That's like me saying I made a dumpling.
What's
I've never made
the
a fucking dumpling.
difference?
One's filled with a beautiful mixture of things. Yours
Yes.
is filled with like leftover fucking chop suey.
No, is filled with a beautiful.
Is an
mixture
egg
of
roll
things.
filled with leftovers?
Oh, that's filled with leftovers. Yes.
Is it?
Yes, filled with leftovers.
Oh, I always thought that.
Yeah.
So it's
it
like
kind of tastes like it too, right?
it's like yesterday's chop suey.
If you're lucky.
So disappointed. I liked egg rolls until you said
But
that.
I mean, egg rolls are, you know, I like egg rolls.
Egg rolls are they're okay.
Okay, you're gonna tell me that the Cuba sauce fresh?
Yes.
No.
What do you mean it's not fresh?
Fuck! The longer it sits, the better it tastes.
I've got a freezer full of deer cooked.
Yeah, it's not fresh. It's sitting there in the freezer.
It was fresh a week ago.
How long did it age?
From the time I shot it till the time I skinned it till the time I put it in the
week?
bags.
2 weeks?
About 4 hours.
Oh, 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's you know what? Holy shit, are you okay?
Are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, perfect.
Jesus.
Let's do it.
Are you drunk?
No, we've only had half the bottle,
That's true.
so that's the best part, right?
Right? The bottom half is the best half.
Well, that's where the alcohol settles.
That's where it settles.
We're responsible adults here.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, hey.
You're
know
not
what?
getting elected next term.
No. No, yeah, I will. I'll get my seat.
No,
Why not?
no.
At least I'm not one-dimensional.
So we got any comments here?
MMA Brandon, yes, fight.
Fight! Jesus!
Jen Miller is watching. Blair McDonald is watching.
Why do we need this testosterone exhibition here?
Well, because it's necessary.
Well,
Everybody wants to see people beat the piss out of each other online.
you know, there's better ways to settle your disputes.
I prefer to be sarcastic and make you feel terrible about yourself as a human being.
You know, there's no way your sarcasm can make me feel worse about the current state that I'm in.
Probably not. I mean,
No.
are you okay? Like, you get out of bed every morning still, eh?
No,
Fuck.
no, I kind of get it's running on hopes and dreams.
Those are kind of thinning out.
Thinning out. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No, I think that you know what? Good on you for, despite everything, you still get out of bed and you give her.
Well,
You try.
It's almost gotta. Like, if I'm not doing it, I don't know who's gonna do it. You know.
No one.
Yeah, I really hope this is entertaining for the people that are currently involved in
I
this
swear to God,
exhibition.
nobody would
right?
ever
So-
switch places with me. I don't think ever in a billion years.
Well, probably the people in Ukraine would.
Touche. Yeah,
Just,
you're right.
I'm just saying that you probably have it better than a few of your colleagues in Ukraine.
I have it better than a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one thing that people need to realize, that
Yeah.
no matter how shitty you think it is here,
Yeah.
fuck, it could be so much worse, guys.
You know, when we were in Costa Rica, you know, with the company that I'm working with, and the founder of the company said, you know, like, every single one of you guys needs to be respectful about the fact that everyone here would trade places with you in a second.
With you?
Yeah,
Personally?
personally.
Jesus.
Because that's how bad it is in
Must
some
be.
places.
Oh, in Costa Rica.
Costa
Okay, that makes
Rica!
sense. I was going to say, shit must be pretty bad.
Or, I guess if you want to get worse, you could say downtown Brandon.
Christ, there's that crap. Here's the thing.
So how do you fix downtown?
You're asking as a guy that is a human being that has a
Has a
mind of his
soul.
own?
Has a soul.
Who do you blame? Do you blame Frankenstein or the monster that he built?
A monster.
You built the dinosaur. No, do you blame the doctor that created the Frankenstein monster, or do you blame the monster?
You blame the doctor.
You blame the doctor. So I believe that they focused everything in one area, then expected it to be something else.
They focused a lot on the compassion and the giving as opposed to the responsibility.
Well, no. We need to have services. I get that.
Absolutely.
There's people that we need
You
it.
need that, and you have people who need genuine care.
And we need better
genuine
versions
help.
of that.
Yes.
But you can't have two things coexist. right?
It's very hard to be responsibility and compassion at the same time from two separate people. They need to coexist in the same instance, and it's very hard to get that brought together.
Well, there's no answer.
No.
There is no answer. I think that when you have the social services that need to happen have to happen. However, do you put them there? Do you put them here? Do you put them there? Like, there has to be a better way to do it. Because what happens is the businesses pay for it as well.
And that's the big thing. You know, this is, for the most part, downtown is where I live.
Tell you what, this whole industry that we hinted on that I can't say much about, we looked at the Brandon Sound property.
That's a good property, except you got to deal with the asbestos.
No. You knock it down, but it's a 23. You need to have, the building needs to be 23,000 square feet plus, and the footprint of the property is only 32,000 square feet.
23,000 square feet is a lot. Now, if you're a real estate agent,
I am a real estate agent.
You would know that there is definitely some properties in downtown Brandon that have approximate value.
Oh, I trust me, I researched all of them.
Yeah.
That's the one we looked at.
Yeah. That's probably not the best one.
But
if you're an investor in downtown Brandon, you should, if you have a big amount of space, you should probably be talking to this guy here.
Probably. So the whole thing is getting dropped in 6 days. But here's the thing.
6 days? You don't have a lot of time.
Oh, okay, stop trying to sell this thing. There's two questions I'll ask people before they get involved with this. Yeah. One, do you trust me?
Right.
And as long as they say yep.
Hey, give me a thumbs up if you trust Quentin.
Then the second question is, can I trust you?
Oh, give me a thumbs down if we can trust you.
And if both of those aren't a yes, then the package doesn't get put on your lap.
No.
Because this is too big, too important, and it could do too much good to have it fucked up by someone who doesn't give a shit about the city.
Well, when it comes down to the city, it does definitely come to a certain amount of investment.
Oh, investment, and that's the thing. If you have good people, if you have a good core of people that want to do something really good, and see this thing just blossom, you'll know that when you talk to them. Like I can. There are 6 people right now, that, you know what, in a heartbeat, I would, let's do this, right. Then there's some that I wouldn't. I'd be like, you know what, not a chance in hell. But
it really comes down to faith and belief. Everything comes down to faith and belief. And I don't mean from a religious perspective.
No, but I believe that if you, it's a numbers thing too. The numbers have to work, and it has to be this, and this.
Well, but yes, the numbers have to work, but what sort of time frame are we looking at?
As far as this hitting the ground, then
just everything in general. You know, if we're talking like a 6-month time frame, it's harder to make the numbers work.
With the right people with the right people, you could be digging by spring, and the thing could be up probably in 6 months, if that.
And then you look at the profitability of certain components of
pretty profitable.
Yeah.
And you're looking at a couple hundred jobs in your city.
Yeah. And when you get a couple hundred jobs of, I would assume, trained, educated, professional, semi-professional.
Don't have to be, not for all of them.
No, but you're going to have people who are not minimum wage.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely not minimum wage. But
and also people who are not just living wage, which is important. But when you look at living wage being approximately $18 to $20.
You basically see pumping out classes of these and graduates of this all the time, and no one gets a job here because there's no work for them.
Yeah.
So let's keep them here.
Yeah.
That's the whole part of it.
Yeah.
Plus, it just brings
and
more.
that's the biggest problem. When you start having a facility such as ACC, which has culinary arts, you have media
trades,
production, you have the trades. Yeah. You know, why are people leaving?
Because no jobs.
Right. Now, when you look at the food service industry, why are there no jobs that are requiring the use of trained professionals?
I don't know.
Because you have chefs, you have training, you have, I guess not sommeliers or such, but you do have certain people who have a certain skill set that should be moving into these skills, into these businesses.
Well, the thing is, if you got to the point where you have become an expert in a field, you're moving on from Brandon. Yeah.
Or why not revolutionize what's currently existing in Brandon? Because the nice thing about Brandon, I mean, people complain because there's no good jobs in Brandon. That's fair, but you have an amazing amount of opportunities that can be given to you.
There's a lot of opportunities, but here's the thing: if you don't want the job, you're not going to take the job.
100%.
So,
and a lot of people don't want Brandon because as well as Brandon.
Yeah, but that's the problem. The problem is we don't see beyond what the hell we're looking at.
Yes.
We look at that, and that's all we see.
Yeah.
There's more to it than that.
Oh, I have a low battery here.
No, that's all right.
Okay. Now,
No, I think
you gotta look at it this way. When I went to school for massage therapy, I had no intention of coming back.
No.
None at all. Because why the hell would I? Until the opportunity presented myself, it was like, well, hold on here. I could be the small fish in the big pond, or I could be the big fish in the small pond. Where would I rather be when it comes to creating a viable business for additional people?
And the thing is, Brandon's a good place to have a business, to run a business. I've done it. And I think that if you love what you do, you're going to do well in it.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about whatever you're doing, you're going to do well in it.
You just got to deal with the shit sandwich that you're going to be given to on a daily basis.
Sometimes.
And that's okay, because if you're in entrepreneurship, you understand that shit sandwich is going to be a delicious taste.
Not everybody has to like you.
No.
Not everybody has to like you. And that's the biggest thing. Here's the thing. When you look at this entity, I mean, honest to Christ, the binder's sitting right there. If you want to sign the NDA, read it.
Yeah.
But this comes to town, it literally changes everything. And you'd have to be so short-sighted and so narrow-minded to be like, nah, I can't see it. Well, it's right under our noses. It's been here.
Yep.
And we never grabbed it by the nuts and held on to it.
Yep.
This is our opportunity.
So really what it comes down to it is disruptive behavior.
Disruption works.
And if you're not going to be disruptive in your own personal industry or the job that you're doing, you have a job.
Yep.
And that's it. And you should shut the fuck up.
Jobs are fine. I mean,
nothing wrong with that. Everyone has to make mini donuts. You know, somebody's got to do that shitty job. Somebody's got to wash the dishes, and that's okay.
But the thing is, there are people, you got to remember this though, there are also people that work, whether it's a janitor or whatever, and they love doing what they do.
Yes.
They love, I have a buddy
totally
who,
fine.
I have a buddy
totally
who's,
fine.
I have a buddy who did something different for years,
Yeah.
is now a custodian. He's like, I love the fact that I don't have to deal with any other bullshit from other people. I just do my thing and I go home. Yeah. Cool.
Good.
Love it.
As long as you are true to who you are and where you are in your life, who cares? Now, if you want something more, balls up.
Well, the thing is, people have, like, here's the problem. Our parents would have worked jobs that they hated.
Yeah.
Tough shit.
Yep.
Work it. Now people quit jobs because they slightly dislike it.
Well, so here's the thing. So we like talking, okay, you're old.
Yeah.
You get the whole Tim Ferriss perspective, you know, lifestyle design. And that was a term that was really popular for a while, and they kind of faded out of obscurity, especially around COVID. Because people wanted to have their dream jobs and a lifestyle, and they wanted to have these amazing things. But they had the problem of, well, I don't have the funds for it. So what do? We filled in gaps with debt. Okay? And now if you want real, true lifestyle design, you need to come to the perspective that this is what I want, this is where I am, what's the story in between, and how do I get there?
Here's the thing: if you're here and you need to be here, and debt is the only way to get there, or you find like-minded individuals to make this ours,
Yes.
and we all win.
Yes.
That's different.
Yes.
You go into debt when you have nobody that believes in you.
Absolutely.
So
if you don't have that story, that dream, and that belief that this is exactly what you want, it's going to be very tough.
here's the thing: I don't put effort into anything unless it's worth putting effort into.
Yeah.
Okay. If the juice ain't worth the squeeze, I ain't squeezing that orange.
Well, I mean, here I am, 1 o'clock, getting a haircut. It's that's a tough gig.
Well, this is, I mean, honestly,
I think it's a little bit different.
here's the thing: no matter what I do in life, no matter where I end up in life, I will never not have a chair.
Yeah.
We've talked about buying a different home, and I said, you know what? Whatever we buy, we'll have to have a barbershop in it because I will never not have one.
Damn straight.
But that's loving what you do.
As opposed to just doing what you love entirely, right?
Yeah.
It's entirely different.
And there are people that dread getting up in the morning because it's the same bullshit, and they've hated their job for the last 5 years. But I'm only 7 years away from my full pension. You know what?
That's a fucking carrot hanging in front of you,
Quit.
as opposed to, you know, how can I get there in the different means that fulfills?
Or
what
how
I
can I
want?
just quit this damn job, take 92% of my pension,
Yeah.
and love the rest of my life, instead of sitting there saying, well, I got 7 more years and I'm just going to coast through it. You know what? Trust me, everybody that's working with you knows you hate your job.
Damn straight.
And every client,
because
every
it
customer.
shows.
It
Every
shows.
day you show up, it looks like you hate it.
I know people that are super positive. Like, I know some people that are so flippin' positive, and they have hard jobs. Physically demanding, mentally draining, extremely stressful jobs. But goddamn, they love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Because they have a purpose.
Yeah.
They have something they're working towards.
If you want to bitch and moan because you had a bad day at work,
yeah.
Holy shit, buckle up, sugar, because it's going to get a whole lot worse.
It's not going to get any better until you start to make the decision of what you really want in your lifestyle.
You know what? My whole thing is I love being able to do what I do the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
I love having my own schedule the way I want to do it. I want to be able to work on a project. I can work on another project. I can do everything that I want to do because I'm not tied to a 9 to 5.
And you know what? Like, that's a huge amount of the respect and things I really love about what you do. It's like, look, I've got this stuff. I've got the real estate. You know, I've got the barbering. But you know what? Like, that's not all me. I have dreams and goals, and I really have things that I want to accomplish as a human being. And these are components, but they're not all of who I am.
Here's the thing: if something doesn't happen, let's just say this whole thing doesn't, which would be insane if it didn't.
Yeah.
What would it cost me? It cost me some effort. It cost me some time.
It costs you enthusiasm, and that's it.
That's it.
Energy, and people need energy more than anything. People need something to believe in.
Yep.
I mean, that's the sole reason why you have religion to begin with. It's because you have people who need something to believe in.
I'm Catholic. I need that guilt.
Oh.
The Catholic
You want
guilt.
to talk about guilt?
It's
Holy
thick.
shit.
It's thick with us Catholics.
Well, guilt and alcohol. Because I see
we
how
serve
you
at a
guys,
church. You
yeah.
get a shot every day.
Yeah.
You get a shot every Sunday with your crouton of Christ.
I mean, that's not a bad thing because, I mean, to be fair, like the alcohol on one hand is, you know, the destroyer of civilization. But it's also exactly what created civilization on the other instance.
Here's the thing: some of the best deals I've ever written, some of the best relationships I've ever had, was the people that we share a drink with.
Yeah.
Now, if we pull the stick out of your ass, if people can pull the stick out of their ass and say, "Listen, maybe we need to relax a minute and really talk about this," and that's when ideas start flowing. You talk. As soon as you get a little bit of loudmouth soup in you, you talk, and there's nothing wrong with that. People loosen up a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. There's people who shouldn't be drinking, people that have too much to drink. But if you have the ability to, if your inhibitions are gone, even just a little bit, when you're talking about something that's extremely important and you can actually share every idea that you have, then the person listening on the other end is going to catch everything you just said and put that into their final decision as to whether they deal with it or not.
I mean, alcohol was quite literally the birth of democracy.
Right?
You know, it was literally
Cheers to that.
The Romans sitting around getting just a little bit tipsy. I don't mean God to get drunk, but dropping down some inhibitions to actually talk and discuss things on a civilized level.
I know. I think that people need to loosen up a little bit. I mean, take life seriously, but Christ's sakes, everybody needs to loosen up just a bit. A bit.
Just unpucker the butt cheeks just a little. Mm-hmm. Like that's a realistic perspective of things, right?
I think that we take life. You have to take life seriously, but if it gets to the point where you're turning yourself into a Karen for no reason at all, well.
Oh, you take some of those Karens, it's like, God, girl, you just need an infusion of a little bit of wine.
You know what? I think that there's some people that are stressed the hell out, but I mean, sometimes you just need to, again, it is...
Stop taking it so seriously and let's get serious about the things, right? You know,
I've heard some
just a drink, chill out a little bit, and realize that it's not about you.
All those years I worked in bars, there's a level of alcohol that goes from fun to complete asshole. Yeah. Now there's also the other side, where you go from complete stick in the ass to actually sharing what you're thinking. Yeah. Right? There's that little gap that seems to fill in nicely.
I like to think that you don't truly understand or know a person until you've had a drink with them.
True. I mean, I'm just starting to understand your accent. Yeah. Like,
well,
it's funny.
What accent would that be? Because it sure as heck wouldn't be the Asian.
I thought it was. I couldn't understand a goddamn thing you were saying until about 10 minutes ago.
You're just nodding. Just nodding.
It's like, sure, yeah, I'll take a number 3 special.
Ukrainian doesn't sound that bad to me, honestly, now.
Yeah, exactly. It's we roll our R's and our W's are R's and our R's are W's.
But it really, it's crazy. It's crazy. But we should probably log off.
Let's wrap it up, guys. Thanks for watching us give a haircut for an
That's
hour and a
the
half.
longest haircut I've ever had in my
And I was
life.
done
So,
I was done an hour ago.
absolutely.
All right.
Take
cheers,
care, guys.